Alicia, aka geekxxchic, and I'm back with another reaction to Runaways. I'm on episode 3 of season 2, and this one is called Double Zeros. Goose eggs, if you will, binoculars, because I'm silly. Yes, first 2 episodes were pretty good, but as far as like action and things going down, not a lot really went down action-wise in the first 2 episodes, but we got a lot of exposition, a lot of kind of development for our characters as far as kind of, I think, the path that we're going to see a lot of them take throughout season 2. And in the last episode, the things that stood out the most for me were, of course, the parents group deciding that Jonah is too dangerous and whatever he's digging up is too dangerous for them to continue to work with him. They're planning to take him down, or so they say. I mean, we still see that within the parents group there are still little pockets within the team that are all kind of thinking for themselves, but at the moment they seem to be on the same page with the fact that Jonah is too dangerous to allow to just do whatever he wants. And on the kids side of things, we saw that Nico went to get the staff from her mother, and she ran into her mom. There was a really cool showdown between her and her mom, but unfortunately it pointed out the fact that Team Runaways is not very good at the whole battling thing. They don't really work as a team. They really haven't figured out what their strengths are yet to be able to really go up against anyone. I mean, because we saw Tina took them down entirely too easily, so they realize there's a big gap in their capabilities, even though they all have these individual strengths. And then we saw Alex kind of finding some common ground with Darius and I can't remember the name of Darius's sister-in-law, but clearly there's a little crush developing there. But more importantly, I think, as I brought out in the review for the last episode, Alex is feeling very distant from the group at the moment, and I think that now he's with people who are kind of his people, and I don't mean just black people, but just, you know, this is where his father came from. It's the whole part of his father's life he's never really been privy to, and I think he's just feeling embraced at the moment by Darius and his family, and it's something that Alex has kind of been desperate for a while, so he's kind of letting himself be sucked in a little too easily with the whole Darius situation. So without further ado, let's get into this episode and we will talk about it later, okay? Boop. No. This is not the time to do this.
No, you're hurting me. Get off me.
This is not a good idea. Already. Okay, girl.
But you're just a girl.
Oh, hell no.
Who runs the world?
Girls, that's right. Beyonce said it first. Peace.
Stayed up all night with Chase.
Stayed up all night talking about the inherent racism of the early women's movement. Also, how technology is
The sad reality is probably true. All right, Alex rocking his cornrows, looking fresh.
No matter of fact, keep everything.
Clothes looking fresh too. I like this look. Not the one. Oh, the shade. I like it. I also feel like Alex shouldn't be walking so bold-faced outside right now.
Bones? Just a game? It's so disrespectful. Domino's is life.
True that.
Life.
It is serious business amongst the black community, y'all. Okay, don't play with dominoes.
Yeah, man, I gotta see.
I don't think you have enough necklaces. Jeez. Wow. Okay, all the valuables. I like mommy's piece. Yes, girl. Where are we going? Damn, we going to war. Dominican passports? Oh, y'all planning to leave the country? Oh, you think so? Okay. Wilders don't play.
Chase, punch me.
Nico, no.
Do we have time for this? Good job. Okay, got a little cocky with it.
Double shit.
Hey, she asked for it, Chase. It wasn't your fault.
Hey, I did what you said. The staff didn't work.
Right?
The only thing that doesn't work. Are you seeing me us?
Like, seriously, why were you mad at Chase? You told him to go again. Nah.
You look upset.
Her face, total mood.
Good. Means my face is working.
Thank you.
Can we talk?
No.
You cheated on me, Leslie.
That she did. A lot.
Kick me out of pride. Then you had the Yorkses mess with my memory. Then I find out that my daughter isn't even my biological child. Not
Damn, just keep piling up the charges, sir.
I'm starting to wonder if there's more than one actor in the Dean family.
What are you?
Well, she managed to fake her way through having your kid, didn't she?
I don't know. I didn't think I'd find so much farming in Compton.
What'd you think you were gonna find here?
Right?
My dad
We
talks
grow
about
bullets here? Like, what?
poverty.
Alex stands a woman who has business sense. You know what I'm saying? Okay, she said kiss. What's going on here? Alexander. Wait, but you're in her house. Is her mama home? These are questions you should be asking.
Almost done?
Leave me alone.
Getting close. Any chance we could speed it up?
No, I'm in a coma.
I've been
Jeez.
working. Go to hell.
The street's a loop.
Fine. See you in a few.
Ew.
He needs some milk.
Yeah, well, Alex isn't here. Maybe that's why we suck.
No, there's zero correlation between Alex and us sucking, actually, so there.
He might not have had any superpowers, but he brought something to the table.
Thank you.
But in order to learn how to best persuade him, I need your help.
No, you don't. You need me.
That's right. Get it straight.
And you think you can do better?
Decades of marriage therapy later, I know it.
Very well.
I like this attitude.
I don't know, I feel like she's upset at me.
All the time.
No matter what I say. If it's words with my voice, she's upset.
Oh, baby, you
Maybe
deserve
it's-
better.
You can't play a game if you ain't your feelings. You gotta keep your eyes open. Stay woke.
Stay woke.
So, what you're saying is that I shouldn't trust Livy or...
I'm telling you this because I want you to win. You know that, right?
Ah.
Right.
By the way, here's your parents. Don't hate me.
I used to let you win. You see how important it was to you and to me. It was it's just a game.
Nah, you just saying that because you lost, bro.
I'm saying it because it's true.
God, do we have time for all this dick swinging? Can we move on?
We good, G.
This is so sad because it feels like Darius still like has all this respect and love for him, even though he knows he can't trust him. Like, that sucks. Aw, Darius genuinely feels bad, but that is somebody else's kid, you know what I'm saying?
Kurt, I think you should just stay here. After the brain thing this morning, I just don't think it's a good idea.
You did not.
Sweet of you, but seeing as I haven't gone full Britney yet, I don't need a conservator.
Full
I can
Brittany?
make my own
I love that she's like, well, while I'm here, this is remarkable. See, true scientists, they're always curious.
I'm surprised you're so happy to see me.
I did shoot you. On purpose.
Since I shot you.
And I do it again.
Got to get me out of here.
I will. I promise.
But first,
But we're gonna do this my way.
yes, Janet.
How are your alien cryptanalysis skills?
It's a random question.
I thought you'd never ask.
Okay, I kind of love them working together. Why didn't we have this in season 1?
Never wanted to see you mixed up with him.
Shut up.
His world.
His world is your world.
That world is our world too.
Thank
There's
you.
a lot of good in it, okay?
Alex, get down!
Ooh. Don't kill him.
Come on!
Why are you?
I'm pretty sure I can walk.
We don't have time! I got this!
I was just like, you're not a baby.
I don't get it! It's like I can only do so one time! I think you do get it. That's how it works. It wants you the same command twice. Hurry! Think of something. He's coming. Forget a spell like I get the thesaurus. Just say something. Hop fire!
No, do the same command twice. That's good to know. You didn't run that far.
Wall!
Oh my God, is his wife gonna kill him? No, don't kill Darius. Please don't. No, don't do this to me. No, he's such a good person though. Oh God. No, 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 no. Oh God, no. Oh, Alex is gonna be destroyed.
So what do we do now? You want to pay me off?
No,
Take
she's
the
gonna
deed back.
kill you. Oh.
Yeah, what's that?
Same as you did for his father. Take the rap for his murder charge.
Cold bitch. Please do not kill. Oh, but if she survives, this is gonna be one hell of it. Oh, yes. 2 queens. This is so heartbreaking. Oh, and she's gonna feel extra guilty because this was her idea. Giving up Alex was her idea. Ah, this sucks. R.I.P. Darius, you didn't deserve to get played like this.
You have a girlfriend?
Kinda.
Shut up. Really? That's so cool.
Well, I mean, I did, kind of, but...
It's gonna be a bit awkward now. God, I hope they realize Alex had nothing to do with this.
Do you think you're just playing superhero vigilante? Tell me the truth now. Where were you?
Ah, man. She wrecked the pimp's car.
You wrecked a car?
And you didn't check to make sure you weren't followed. Ooh, you're cute though. You can stay.
How awesome was this place?
What's your name? Okay, well, things got interesting. The group got a little bigger. That was episode 3, guys, which was called Double Zeros. And now I know that's a reference to Domino's. For those of you out there know what Domino's is, you know what that's all about. That was a good episode. I'm so sad about Darius, you guys. Oh, that actor did such a good job, but I kind of had a feeling it was not gonna be one of those people who lasted to the end. Honestly, I didn't even think we'd see him in season 2, but yeah, let's just get into some of the highlights here of this episode. I like that we saw the team kind of realizing that they have a lot of work to do as far as coming together and really figuring out how to work as a unit. That was something I brought up in the last episode about, you know, Nico recognizing when they went up against their mom, who was one person, that they just got their butts handed to them when it was 3-on-1. So they really needed to work on their teamwork and figuring out how to use their powers, not only just together, but be able to bank off of each other, right? Like that's what really makes a good superhero team, or any team in general. Yeah, they all have their individual strengths, but if they can learn to work together as a unit, that's really what makes them a stronger opponent against their parents, who very much do work like a team in certain ways. So it was cool to see, you know, Nico was really fired up about the training in this episode. She really, really wanted the team to start doing it and taking it seriously. But I think, again, the difference is that they need to have their own motivations for doing what they need to do. And I think right now they're still very independently minded. You know, we got Molly, who's thinking that she should be a vigilante out there doing street justice, which again, this show isn't really established whether or not the X-Men or any of the other things like that exist in this world, but they probably are aware if it is as Marvel integrated as we might think. I'm sure they've already heard about other people with powers and vigilantes, so it's not strange that Molly's thinking, oh hey, I've got superpowers, so I should be out there helping people. But as we saw, she's being very irresponsible. Her hubris, while it's coming from a good place, it's not being well thought out, which you can't expect from a 15-year-old girl. You know, she's going to make rash decisions, and unfortunately, you know, with that pimp in the alley, like, again, like, he now knows there's a chick out there who's super strong. Like, who's to say, yeah, he didn't do it this time, but who's to say the next time he's not going to be carrying a gun, right? Now that he knows there's a girl out there that he can't physically take on, he can bring a weapon next time, or bring a gang of them next time. And Molly is not prepared to take on a gang of people no matter how strong she is. Because as we've seen before, as I said before, she can take damage, right? So she's a bit like a glass cannon, right? She can deal a lot of damage, but she really can't take it at this point. Maybe at some point her powers might evolve, or she might figure out a way to harden herself against attacks. But as it stands, she's just as squishy as everybody else at the moment, but she can just deal a lot of damage. So anyway, you know, we got her doing her own thing. Poor Gert is just adjusting to life. Bless her heart. But yeah, coming off of any long-term medication, it's not a great thing, no matter what it is. If it's antidepressants, if it's anti-anxiety, whatever it is, a lot of these medications, you know, your body gets very used to having them in your system after a while, and detoxing is not fun. And so for Gert, there's, you know, the double whammy of dealing with the detoxing, but also the fact that she has, at first I thought it was just anxiety, but we heard today that there's more. She gets sharp pains. I'm wondering how much of that is actually an illness, but now that she's got this psychic connection with Old Lace, maybe it's just a form of a power that she's always had, but just it's never been dealt with, or they never knew how to help her channel it. So that's my guess, is that it's not actually an illness. I think it's probably something that as the season goes on, we're going to see that she can figure out to channel what she's got going on with Old Lace, or maybe in other ways. But still, either way, she's dealing with a lot of new things. So I understand that Gert trying to deal with all this without having the security blanket of medication that helps her just kind of, she's got a lot going on. So training really isn't something she can throw herself into, and she's still trying to figure all that out. And of course there's Carolina, where, you know, I think she's trying to get into all this, but as we know, she's meeting with Jonah secretly at the moment, and that whole lie has got to be something that's weighing on her, but it's also gonna kind of puts up a barrier that only she really knows about. Like, she can let people in, but there's only going to be so far she can let people in while she continues to lie about her interaction, not lie, but keep the fact that she's in contact with Jonah on a regular basis a secret. So the point is, everyone's kind of doing their own thing, even though they're trying to come together. Like, Nico's really trying to pull it all together, but she's not really a leader. And I'm glad that this episode really took the time to show that. And I think that was probably the whole point, maybe, of all of the shade that Alex was getting in the first couple of episodes. I think it was really because I think a lot of people, when they look at a group like the Runaways, everyone's kind of got a thing, right? You know, Nico's got the staff, Carolina's an alien, Chase is the genius who's got the gauntlets, Gert's got Old Lace, and then of course Molly's got her powers. Alex is the only one who doesn't have a superpower, so to speak, or some weapon or whatever. He's not even particularly a good fighter. So it's kind of like, what's your deal? How do you bring value to our team? But we saw that brought out towards the end of the episode, where we see that Alex actually has really good leadership skills, and he does think ahead, and he does think about plans, and he's a strategist. And in the comics, they talk about the fact that he's got like genius level intellect, and that his strategic skills are like far above the average person. He did have his value, but most importantly, it's like, yeah, you've got these 6 people who all kind of are very different, but Alex was really good at figuring out how to use all of their strengths together to be a really good unit. And I like that towards the end of it, they all had to admit, like, we do need Alex. Like, the fact that he hasn't been around for the last couple of days, we're really feeling the effects, because he kind of took care of a lot of this stuff for us. And that's how it goes in life, right? We tend to take things for granted until they're gone, and that's what kind of happened with Alex. So Nico kind of had to get off her high horse a little bit of, I don't even know, like, I feel like that's the one character that kind of took it to the extreme that I never really got with the whole venom she was showing towards Alex. Like, I get that Chase and Alex are clearly always kind of butt heads, so that doesn't surprise me that he's always snarky about Alex or to Alex. I get it. Nico's still mad about the fact that Alex kept all the secrets about her sister, but it just seemed to me like an unreasonable amount of anger and hate towards Alex, because it's like, you've known this guy pretty much your whole lives. He was best friends with your sister. Why would you be treating him so horribly? Do you know what I mean? Like, it just didn't add up to me. I feel like the writers just put it a little too thick. Like, just layered it on a bit too thick. Like, I would have preferred if we saw Nico being a bit more, like, maybe not overtly being friendly with Alex, but she just kind of went out of her way to, like, diss him, tell him that said they didn't need him, badmouth him, act like he could just go. Like, I just didn't like it. I'm glad that at least the group has recognized that they are a unit, they are a team, they all bring something to the table, and that none of them are necessarily expendable, even if not everybody necessarily gets along the best. There's always going to be cliques in that group, because in a group that large, it's just inevitable. So I'm glad that at least that part of their dynamic hopefully is starting to get put to bed. But yeah, they definitely have a lot of work, but it was nice to see them when they went to go and rescue Alex, that they did kind of come together. They did come up with a plan, albeit haphazard. And the first thing I thought when they took the Rolls Royce was, y'all can't start this thing. Like, y'all are with a vehicle that the second you turn it off, you're gonna have to go through all kinds of dramatics to get it started again. That's probably not a great idea. But we learned something very interesting out of the Rolls Royce incident, that the staff of 1, which now we know what the 1 stands for, you can only use one spell, you can only use it one time. So once that spell's cast, you can't do it again. So it's interesting, because it's not to say you can't do the same action more than once, but you've got to use, I guess, a different word. It sounds like, to use it. So, you know, she used fire, then she used ignite, then she has to use start. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she has to come up with a different word each time. But if I remember, I'm pretty sure in the battle we saw last episode, Nico's mom was using the staff without using words sometimes, like it was thoughts. So I think Nico just needs to build up her familiarity with using the staff and understanding how it works, because I think she'll be able to do more with it. But at the moment she's using like the verbal spells, and as we learned, she now knows she can't do that without thinking through, like, did I use this before? Which is not a great thing to have to do in a battle situation, but at least she knows that, and the whole point is it's progression, which all of them need when it comes to their abilities. So yeah, that was kind of the stuff with the dynamics with the kids. It was good to see. Of course, we had the cuteness with poor Chase. My God, somebody give Chase a hug. He is the most long-suffering boyfriend already, and he's only been in this relationship for like 3 days. Him trying to figure out Gert, oh, poor guy. Like, he's just like, you can see he's just like, woman, what do you want from me? I'm trying to be nice, I'm trying to be a good guy, and I can't do right. I step left, it's wrong. I step right, it's wrong. I step back, it's wrong. What do you want from me? It was rough seeing him have to try to deal with Gert, but obviously you can see that Gert is not herself. Like, Gert's almost always a bit of a spaz, but you can see, I think the actress who plays Gert did a great job of showing this manic place she's in right now. And I think the fact that Gert probably knows she's being manic on top of it isn't helping the situation. She probably feels awful, but what else can you do? She can't control it at the moment. So I thought it was cute that Chase went and talked to Molly, and, you know, the person who would know Gert best, and is like, let me know, like, am I doing something? Is there something overt that I keep doing wrong that I should know that keeps ticking her off? Because I just feel like I can't take a step without screwing up. And I love that. Yeah, I think she gave really good advice. I think she gave him really good advice in just saying, you know what, she's going through a lot right now and she needs you to stick it out. Like, she's not actively trying to push you away. It's just her dealing with all of her stuff and not being in the best situation. I mean, they're literally in the most stressful situation they could be, plus this added physical issue she's dealing with. So yeah, I love that Molly put it pretty clearly. She's like, she needs you more than ever right now. Please try to stick it out, because that's really, you know, what's gonna count when it's all over. Now, Molly, of course, I don't think has ever seen Gert without the drugs, so I don't know if she knows for sure that Gert will be better for it. But I understand, in the grand scheme of things, this wave of mania she's in right now should end at some point, like once Gert starts to adjust to it all. On to, I guess, Alex's storyline with the whole Darius thing. That was really sad, guys. Like, it got me, because Darius, since last season, I've actually had a soft spot for him, especially seeing what he did, everything he did for him. You know, he was a true friend. He was honestly, even though he's this gangster and he's got the tats and he tries to act all hard, the one thing that's been absolutely resounding about Darius's character since season 1 is that at his heart, he is such a soft person. He's such a good guy. He's one of those guys, like I said in the last review, he was just born in the wrong circumstances. You feel me? Like, in truth, yes, I mean, if you want to get down to it, we all make decisions that lead us down a path, but it helps us to make better decisions when we have better surroundings to make them in. And unfortunately, Darius, to me, was just born in the wrong place, because he does have such a good heart, and he does have such a soft spot for the people he really trusts and loves. And I said it in the reaction that, like, it's so clear the way he looks at Jeffrey. Like, even now, after everything that man did to him, he still looks up to him. He still respects him. He still loves him like a brother. And it broke my heart, because he just knew, it's like, it shouldn't be like this. In another life, we could be, you know, you could see in his head, he was thinking, if this was in another life, we could have been brothers. We could have been sharing in glory and doing well for ourselves together. And now it's like this. And it's just a tragedy. You know, there was no reason for it. So it was just sad, and I'm very sad that as soon, you know, I was worried about that hotel key thing. I was like, nothing that Pride does comes without a price tag, especially when it comes to the Wilders and with the Minoros. They are very, and also the Deans, well, mostly Mama Dean, they all don't give anything without a price tag. Like, they're very much tit for tat. The only parents that really aren't like that are Gert's parents. They're the only ones that don't act that way. But anyway, I should have known that it was gonna be something bad. I didn't realize it was gonna be like that bad. As soon as he showed up at the hotel, I was like, damn, she's gonna kill him. He's gonna die. they're gonna kill Darius. Like, I don't see why. I mean, in a way, I guess it was kinder, because if they just set him up to take the rap for Destiny's death, him having to go to jail again for a murder rap he didn't do and then serve another life sentence, and it would be a life sentence this time because that'd be his second, that would have been awful. Like, I feel like that almost would have been worse. But now, I mean, it's the fact him being dead is awful, obviously. It's just, wow. Like, it's just a cold, cold, cold thing for them to have done. Like, I've never really been a fan of Alex's mom, outside of the fact that she is a badass. Like, as far as like running things and being a queen in that sense, like, you gotta take your hats off to her. She is cold, you know what I'm saying? She is stone cold, but she is evil. Like, I feel, and I don't know for sure because Jeffrey's pretty cold-hearted himself. I don't know for certain that Jeffrey knew she planned to kill him. I think he just thought she was gonna frame him for the murder again because he's done it before. But I wouldn't be surprised if Jeffrey did know. But if I don't know, something in me tells me he didn't know that she planned to kill him. I think she probably told Jeffrey she was gonna plant evidence and make it look, you know, a certain way and get him busted. And then I would not be surprised if in the next episode Jeffrey's like, you didn't tell me you're gonna kill him like that. Because I think Jeffrey still had a little bit of love for Darius, even though he acted like he didn't for the sake of his wife. But I don't know, all in all, that just really made me sad. Like, that woman is cold to the core. And people always say, oh, she did it for her family. No, she didn't. She did it for herself. Anybody who can do that to someone who's already paid such a high price, like, Darius traded his freedom, he traded his record, because like, he can't, when Jeffrey said that thing to him like, oh, here's this money, you're gonna be really rich and stuff now, you can go wherever you want. No, he can't. He's a felon. He's never gonna be able to leave the United States, beyond the fact that he will always be looked at as a felon. He's given up his literal life already for Darius, and then this cold witch comes and then takes his life again, knowing that he's about to be a father. Like, I am so glad that Darius's wife is still alive, and that I'm hoping she puts two and two together. I really hope she takes out some revenge. I mean, she probably isn't gonna get the chance, because I feel like if this show goes the way, or even close to the way the comic goes, the parents are all gonna get theirs anyway. But I would have loved to see her be the one to take that girl down, because she deserves it. That was cold and unnecessary. Whew. R.I.P. Darius, you didn't deserve to go out like this, because you could have killed Alex. You could have really, really gotten revenge on that family. But the fact that you have that soft ass heart, man. But anyways, that whole thing happened. Unfortunately, no more Darius, but I feel like we wouldn't have gone into seeing his wife and seeing the in-law, I cannot remember her name. I don't think we would have gone through all that we've seen of them for them to just disappear at this point. I do think my prediction is going to come true, and that the wife's going to figure out that the Wilders are behind this, and that she's going to want to try to exact revenge in some way. And she's not as soft as Darius is. We've seen that since the get-go. And we all know when queens go up against queens, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. I think the one thing that Alex's mom did not account for is that now she's made an enemy, a real solid enemy, out of somebody who's gonna have, you know us women, like, we hold grudges for life. That stuff's not gonna go away with money or anything else. She's going to get some kind of revenge, and she has got no love for Alex. Things might get dicey towards the end of the season, so I'm looking forward to seeing where that might go. And then finally, the only other big thing that happened this episode, of course, was more of Janet just shining through as the genius she is. I love seeing this change and this evolution of her character. A lot of season 1, Janet was just Victor's lackey and punching bag, and, you know, even Chase was very disrespectful to her a lot. And I just remember thinking, girl, come on, like, build yourself up, like, come on, don't deal with this. And it's just nice to see that the show is now giving her her moment to shine. Sadly, it took Victor being in a coma, but I'm glad that we're starting to see her really take on her power in her intelligence and in her strategic skills. And I loved it. I loved the whole scene with her going into Victor's mind and being like, okay, like, this is what's gonna go down. We're doing things my way. I'm not taking orders from you anymore. I'm standing in my own queendom right now. So you better just listen up and play along. And you can see, I think Victor deeply respects that. I think that's probably what he actually initially liked about her, but it got lost in the mix of all the pride nonsense. So it was just nice to see Janet kind of rising up on her own. And I hope we get to keep this Janet for as long as we do. She's pretty much, I think her and both of the both of Gertz and Molly's parents, they're the only ones out of Pride that I would be okay with surviving all of this. The rest are trash. The rest can die, including Carolina's dad. How annoying was he this episode? Like, I still don't fully believe his whole spiel to Carolina's mom about trying to get his family back. I don't even know what he's up to. I feel like he's such an extraneous character at this point that if he were to suddenly die, I would not be sad. But anyway, that was nice to see with Janet, and I hope to see her kind of come into her own in Pride as well. Like, she's kind of taking control of her own little corner, but I really want to see her stand up and start to show that she's not just going to be the punching bag of Pride anymore. I think she is definitely going to be instrumental in taking Jonah down. She might be the only one who can do it, but I do like the idea of her and Victor being in the wings, in the background, being the wild card that nobody's accounting for. That was the episode, guys. We, of course, ended with the introduction of a new character, Topher, and we saw from the trailer for the season that he's got some sort of powers. It looks like he's got super strength as well, a lot like Molly's. We'll find out more about what that's about, if it's maybe he's been exposed to the same elements that Molly has, or maybe it's a genetic thing. Maybe there's a whole clan of these people who are like Molly, and you know, she's about to find out. But I am looking forward to watching the next episode and figuring that out. So I hope you enjoyed watching this along with me, guys. What did you think of the episode? How are you feeling about the rise of Janet? And how do you feel about losing Darius? Because I know I'm sad about it. Please leave your comments below. You know I love getting into that conversation with you guys. And if you haven't already, guys, please download the Stardust app and follow me there under my alias. I do reactions to pretty much all the shows that I react to here. Just quick, to the point reactions. They're usually up a lot faster than my YouTube videos, so if you're so inclined, please follow me up there. And if you like this video, please click like, and if you want to see more from this geeky face, please click subscribe. Until next time, see ya!